Good morning. Welcome to week three. Week two, very good. Outstanding comments I'm posting on both forums. My apologies for the link on the Bella website. Part of the problems I guess you run into with textbooks that may become obsolete immediately after printing. Good websites redirect you. This one was a little tough. I appreciate the efforts that everyone went through to try to get to it. And your postings were outstanding. Really appreciate the efforts and the responses and everything. The last thing I would leave you with, I would ask you about, would be to consider your current company or maybe one of your past companies, how they might fit into the Bella structure. Would they? Would they not want to? Would there be any benefit to them? This might be a way of kind of thinking about how you viewed ethics within your company. Did you have a standard that you signed, well promoted, well educated, or was it kind of understood? But I'll leave that with you to consider. The three other cases, the Tylenol poisonings, as I mentioned several times before this incident, this tamper-proof seal and things were not heard of, and the fact that this would ever happen was probably not something that was considered. So now today we have a lot of strategy, a lot of risk management people in various companies that think about just these types of things. What can go wrong, not only externally, but internally too, if you were to have some inadvertent contamination, something bad happen with a product or the whatever you're doing, or something that a disgruntled employee may take upon themselves. Risk management is a big part of today's business operations. So I leave that with you also. Padding your resume, everyone kind of agreed it's not what we should do, although we do want to try to present ourselves in the best light. As several of you mentioned, the best defense against this is a good HR department that thoroughly vets the candidate, especially the ones when you're talking about president, CEO, higher level managers. That becomes more visible than ever, that when they are found out and they get dismissed, it becomes a publicity mark against the company. So again, HR should perform some very diligent background investigations, as well as the interview process, because I'm sure that you would go to 2 or 3 different interviewees, thoroughly asking about the resume, getting the candidate to explain in detail each of the specific points, and hope that gives some idea of ways to combat the padding of it. But as one person said, after reading some student resumes, that merely working on a packing line sounds like they coordinated the entire department. It can be funny sometimes, but not in the end. This week we start on corporate social responsibility. At least one person has let me know that they've not heard this term before. Be interested to know if you've heard this before, or if you have heard it promoted within your companies or your organizations. We like to try to put corporate social responsibility with 3 P's: profits, people, and planet. And we also want to use the word sustainability in there. It can mean a lot of things, from recycling. Don't throw things away that you can recycle and keep out of the landfill, to what we'd ultimately like to do is view the entire process from its inception to the end, evaluate the environmental footprint of that product and process, and can we minimize its adverse effect upon the environment and the economy. So there'll be some other books I'll mention in this, and enjoy the reading. The 2 videos, Patagonia and the other one, are examples of companies that do a really good job at trying to put the sustainability and the people in there. A couple years ago, I went to an evening lecture there at Ambrose by one of the professors on CSR. A lot of this people in the audience were undergraduate students that were encouraged to attend for extra credit. But he asked the question, what is the purpose of the business? And to a man, a woman, everyone said that their primary purpose was corporate social responsibility. Not a single person said it was to make money. Well, businesses are in business to make money. If they do not make money, then they are no longer in business. And this goes for nonprofits or not for profits. They need to make enough money to keep themselves into existence. So, again, that would fall under making profits, but doing them in an ethical and a proper fashion. Uh, Again, that word proper and how you view that is through the lens of who's doing the viewing. What is the aspect? The owner, the manager, the operator, the employee, the customer. So just an introduction into CSR, becoming more and more important. It's always important to take care of your people. I did add another article and supporting articles as a discussion about Jack Welch. In a previous text we'd used under this ethics topic, it presented Jack Welch as one of the poor examples of the taking care of your people in the business. You may or may not know him or heard of him. Back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, he was the gentleman that turned GE into the powerful company that it is today. People did not always like his methods. Some of the comments I made in my posting, and they refer to other students' comments regarding the topic. Read it as you wish. In my view, GE would not be what they are today without Jack Welch doing what he did in the manner that he did it. So it depends on which side of the company you're on, whether you're one of the hard chargers contributors or whether you're one of the hangers on and not contributing all that much. Again, read it if you'd like to or not, but just another view of management, leadership, taking care of the people. I guess I can probably agree that that style would not be successful today, but in some areas that may be necessary because, as I have experienced in the past, both in education, academics, reading, and experience, you need the right people on the bus within the organization. And if you don't have the right people, you need to figure out how to get them off the bus and get the right bus, get the right people. So again, I leave that to you for your consideration, and thank you very much for your efforts. We'll be probably opening up Chapter 1, Learn Smart again. Several people didn't get a chance or had difficulty in doing that, so as soon as I get some tech help myself later this afternoon, I'll probably repost an assignment under this week's work for Learn Smart Chapter 1. If you were able to get through it and got the full 10 points, don't worry about doing it again. I'm not going to give you double credit for it. And if you did not, were not able to do it in week 1, then go ahead and complete it, and I'll make sure that the credit is given. So again, my apologies on the Bella website, and any difficulties you may be having with Learn Smart. Please contact me earlier rather than later if you have issues. Sunday's a little late for me to respond and for you to take any action that's going to result in credit for you for the week. So the earlier the better when you have problems. Emails, and I'm always available by phone. 5 minutes conversation can take care of a lot of frustration on emails. Again, thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate all your efforts, and I continue to marvel at the depth, the observations and insights that each of you provide regarding the forum questions. The text provides a base to start the discussion, but all of you take it so much further, and I sincerely appreciate that, and I hope you're getting a lot out of the course. Thank you very much. Have a good day.